everybody, my name is Point of View Tarot or Point Tarot, and today we're going to be doing a How Do People View You Tarot reading. So this is a pick a pile reading. I've already shuffled your oracle cards and your chakra cards for today. The questions I'm going to be asking your spirit guides are: how do people view you? First impressions versus now. What do people want to say or this person want to say? And advice from spirit as per usual. So I'm gonna go through the piles and I'm gonna let you meditate for a little bit, and then we'll get to going. Okay, so the very first one, we have a Lil Joe. This is a car freshener that I had in my car for a very long time, and it stopped smelling nice, so I just kept it as a trinket. So that is pile one. You have the I Heart You Lil Joe. He smelled like vanilla, if you wanted to know. And then we have the flower knife. Like, I can't show it on camera, but this is a box cutter. And then we have a tamagotchi here. So this is pile one, pile two, and pile three. I will let you meditate for a little bit, so you can choose your pile, and I will see you at your reading. Hi pile one, if you chose the Lil Joe as your trinket, then this reading is for you. And I just want to say before we start this that remember, if this doesn't correlate with how you are, this is how people view you, so it might be a little bit different than how you think of yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and look at your oracles. So your chakra card today is the heart chakra. Oh my god. Okay, so I pre-chose the trinkets and it matched up perfectly. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I always pick the trinkets blindly, and I don't even look at the cards. So this is so beautiful that we're starting with the heart chakra and the I love you as your, reminds me of New York, so New York might be significant. And then we have the bell, clear and cleanse. And then we have sword, make the change. Okay. So right off the bat, you are a very loved person. You have the type of energy to just clear out a room if you need to. I feel like you're the type of person that people kind of go to kind of get their battery recharged if their social battery is very low. I feel like you give the vibe of, I want to be in New York, but I don't want to live in New York, because if I live in New York, I'm going to get tired of it. So people come to you to kind of get that stress off their life, or that kind of stigma out, or like that change to be out, okay? I do want to say, with the bell card here, this is an altar bell. If you've ever seen witchcraft or Wiccan culture or any type of spirituality, or if you're on TikTok and you see like this being advertised, like a chime bell that you add to your door, that is an altar bell. And what they do is they cut through the fog of uncertainty. This is something to cleanse your energy. So whenever somebody steps in your house and that bell rings, that means that whoever's coming in is coming in with a cleansing out of all of the stuff that's coming from the outside world, and basically kind of takes out any of the negative aura, negative vibe away. So I feel like people kind of view you as someone who definitely, like I said, recharges your battery, and I feel like you have a very, very, very full heart, and you're the type of person to embrace anybody that comes into your space and to kind of help that person. I feel like some people might view you as the as a therapist friend or the mom friend of the group. I don't really do gender here, it's just the vibes that I'm feeling here. And I feel like you're the type of person to let others come to you, and your vibe is just so like everybody wants to be in your vibe, but you don't let everybody pass because they don't pass the vibe check, is what I'm hearing. I feel like people also view you as tender-hearted, like you have a very big heart and you might wear your heart on your sleeve. But like Queen Marina says, wear it on your cheek so you don't get hurt. Peak reference, if you know who that is, you know that reference. And I also do want to say, like, you give like this very like cleanliness energy around you, like a clean vibe. I feel like whenever people step into your space, it's very like, oh my gosh, like this person, I just want to be in this person's energy, I just want to be wherever they are. And this the sword, make the change. Number 7 might be significant. 3 might be significant. 37 might be significant. So let's get into your tarot cards. I'm very excited to see how people view you. Okay, so I am going to be using the Gentle Heart Tarot by Vanessa Simoina. This is her very first deck, the very first edition of this card deck. So I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle your cards. Okay, guys, how do people view pile 1? How do people view pile 1, Spirit? How do people view pile 1? I just heard like, girl, you so fine, you make me wanna blow my mind. I don't know. Oh, it's hey Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind, hey Mickey. Okay, so take that as it resonates. I just feel like you're very like a joyful person. So we have the star. Oh, okay. What else? How do people view pile 1? So we have the Ace of Cups. Oh my god, you're such a lovable soul. You give out so much love. I feel like people see like how energetic you are. How energetic. I can't say that. 5 of Diamonds. Yeah. Exactly. You're a very energetic person. Like, you give energy. You give more energy than you take. Okay, is what I'm hearing. And with this star, I feel like you're just the type of person to just give and not even question. And I feel like Spirit wants to tell you, like, the change that you might need to make is not to give out too much of your energy out. Okay. I want to go ahead and kind of decipher this. So like, you're a very lovable person. You're the type of person to love even when the person has done you harm or a person has done you wrong. Okay, I also feel like people view you as this beautiful soul who might be hurting on the inside, because it's always the kindest people who are hurting the most behind the scenes. I feel like you're the type of person to kind of like give, but like not ask questions about it. And I feel like sometimes people might use that in their advantage, which maybe you have to be careful of. I'm also hearing like Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish. That song might be significant in your life. I also do want to say, like, there's this change that you've been wanting to make, but you don't know what that change is. You want something new, you want something fresh, right? And when you want something fresh, Spirit's gonna give that to you, but you have to be prepared for what they have to tell you versus what they have to give you. Okay, I just want to point out, like, I love that the star is here because the star represents optimism. The card also talks about good fortune and self-confidence, and she's very inspiring. Like, she just inspires people around her. Like, I feel like you just love and you give love and you don't care. Like, you're okay with giving it out, but sometimes when you get it back, it's like, whoa, that might be too much. That might be too much. Okay, so okay, so like the Ace of Cups talks about new beginnings, right? And like, there's this change that you've been wanting to make for the longest time. And it might be with a friendship, it might be a romantic relationship, it might be a familial, like someone new is coming into your family, but there's someone new, someone specific that I'm channeling that is very new to your energy and is not used to how much love you give out, how much emotional compassion you are giving, the vibe that you give. I feel like maybe you've been going through like a change or like a heartbreak. It doesn't have to be like a romantic heartbreak. It could just be something that happened that hurt your heart, right? And I feel like this person might be coming in at a really bad time in your life, because you might be struggling with something financially, and I feel like this person might come from that. But you just are the type of person to give and give and give. There's a situation that I've been hearing in my brain ever since I started this reading, was like, you are giving financially to people even though you cannot give financially to people. And this might be out of love, this might be out of, you know, out of compassion, but at the end of the day, people are very gratuitous towards you when it comes to finances, because they know that you're not gonna be like, oh, you don't have to pay me back. Oh, that's just $5 coffee. Oh, that's nothing. $5 coffee, this, that, and the third. But then at the end of the day, you look at your finances and you're like, I should not have done that, but I did that out of the kindness of my heart, and I'm not gonna change that. Like, what's done is done. But Spirit wants me to tell you, like, it's going to be okay if you say no. Because you need to be careful of how you're spending your time. I'm hearing instead of spending money, it's spending time. So be careful of who you're spending time with. Be careful on like how much you give, because at the end of the day, it's always going to be like you versus you, not you versus them. Okay? Now I'm going to ask Spirit what people's first impressions of you are. Oh my god, sorry. People's first impressions of you versus how they view you now. And this might be correlating with this person that's coming in who's very new and very fresh. How did people view pile 1 when they first met them? What was their first impression of pile 1? What was their first impression of pile 1, Spirit? The 9 of Diamonds. Can I get one more card, Spirit? Oh, you want the whole deck. You want the whole deck. Okay. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. I gotta. What are pile 1's impressions now? We have the Lovers in reversed. I'm gonna take that card. We have the Knight of Swords. And the bottom of the deck, we got Justice. Perfect. Okay, so this is how people view you, first viewed you, and this is how you truly are. Okay, I feel like some people might call you selfish when they first meet you, because you kind of like throw your money around and you don't really care what people think about how people view you, on how you spend. Like, I feel like they see you as a very big spender and someone who doesn't really take care of their money, and they're very selfish and they're very stubborn. You're very stubborn. They think that you, like, the very first time that they meet you, but in reality, you're just the type of person to tell it as it is. I feel like they now know you as someone who, you walk your walk, you talk your talk. If you're very passionate about something, you're very vocal about it. If you have extra money in your account, or if you have certain things, like, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to flaunt it around. Instead, you're like, I know what I'm doing, and I'm doing it for a specific reason, and they know that now. I feel like with the King of Cups, you are the type of person to have emotional maturity when it comes to your money, and they know now why you do the things that you do, and they don't see it as a selfish reasons. They see it more as a selfless. They see you as someone who knows, like, that you're deserving of what you're doing, and like that you're doing this out of love instead of out of opportunity. Okay, so I want to go ahead and pull out some other cards for what this person wants to say, but I'm going to use a different deck so that way you don't really confuse what's going on here. I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, but it's in like a colorful version. What do people want to say to pile 1? What do people want to say to pile 1? Okay, before I pull that card out, I do want to say with the Justice card coming out as well, so I feel like after people get to know you, I feel like you feel very justified of like, I'm not being selfish, I am just being selfless, I'm trying to be selfless. Like, you don't have to say that you're selfless, because if you say that you're selfless, then that's the point of being selfish. And I feel like you might have made a comment in the very beginning of this friendship or relationship or whatever that kind of made them think that way, but in reality, you kind of had to set it straight. You had to be like, okay, this is exactly how I'm feeling, this is exactly how it is, and I'm going to tell it like it is, and if not, we're gonna have a problem, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so what do people want to tell you? Like, what do people want to tell you when it comes to you? So the Sun in reversed. What do people want to tell pile 1? What do people? Okay, a lot of people have a lot of things to say to you. Okay. We have the Queen of Wands and the Page of Swords. And we have Justice. Oh my god. Okay, so do you see exactly what I'm saying? Like, there's no way that I could make this up, because okay. And then the bottom of the deck we have the, sorry, I have to get my cards in order. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Don't we have the Seven of Pentacles somewhere else? No, that's Five of Pentacles. Okay, so this person was very wrong about you, and they want to let you know that they're wrong about you and how they came across how you were, or how you are, or how they think you are. Okay, I'm also like I'm giggling because the Seven of Pentacles is talking about success and how you planted that seed there, and now that it's flourished into what this is, and now, like, you know, you plant a seed one seed at a time, and then you just see which one grows. And I feel like this person wants to be confident and wants to be confident in you. I feel like this person wants to tell you how wrong they felt and how wrong they were of feeling the way that they were feeling about you. I think that this person is definitely trying to set the things back in order, like place the stones back into balance, because not only did their thoughts about you change, but they love you for whatever you do. They're very gratuitous towards you. They're very compassionate when it comes to you. I feel like this person this person surrounds themselves around you because they feel like you're a good luck charm, and they want you to know, like, hey, I was totally wrong about you. Like, I'm around you because you make me feel better. Like, I feel better because of you. I feel more confident when I'm around you. I feel like you're like my good luck charm. And they think that you're very, like, they pick up inspiration. They pick up inspiration by you. They are very inspired by you. They want to let you know, like, you inspire them to the max. You inspire them to the max. Like, you are the person who drives them to what they are, and they want you to feel as good as you make them feel, if that makes sense. They want you to feel as good as they make you feel. Or sorry. They want to make you feel as good as you make them feel. Okay? And I think that it's very important to know that this person cares very deeply about you. They care very deeply about what you say, what you think of them, how you think of them. I feel like this person is very, very, like, self-conscious when it comes to you because of how you make them feel, okay? And I feel like people know that you're dying for a change, and people are trying to change in how they view you, okay? I'm going to go ahead and pull advice from Spirit. What advice do you have for pile 1? What advice do you have to pile 1? What's something that they need to hear? What's advice? What's advice? What's advice? What's advice? Okay. Raindrops, take a chance on them. That is so sweet. That is so sweet, okay? So Spirit wants you to know, like, it's okay. Oh, 39, 3, 39. Dang. Yep. Raindrops, take a chance on them. So if, like, there's been a person around you that has kind of been feeling a weird vibes around you, then it's just Spirit trying to let you know, like, hey, take a chance on them. Like, they might seem like they don't like you, but at the end of the day, they're gonna love you because of how you are. I feel like this person just really, really enjoys your company, okay? I feel like this person wants you to unplug and unwind, and just like they want to be that person for you. That might be specific to some people, but I think that a lot of people just view you as just this clean energy, this like vibrant energy that they want to get into, like a purple aura. Purple might be significant, purple aura, pink aura. I feel like it's very significant towards you. I also feel like they want you to know, like, don't doubt your worth, because you are more than what people say about you, especially if it's behind your back. I feel like in the past you might have had people talk crap about you and talk mean about you, and that's not the case here, because you are a beautiful soul. You are a cleansed soul is what I'm gonna call you. Very clear, crystal clear, like you know exactly who you are, you know exactly how you feel, you're gonna say it as it is, and it's just time for people to change how they view you. Okay, I'm going to end this reading with a mantra. This is a mantra deck. It's not really an oracle deck, it's just something that I found and I really loved, because I would just read one by one, shuffle, and that'd be my mantra for the day. So this might be a mantra for you that you need to repeat to yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. Spirit guide, angels, and ancestors, what mantra does pile 1 need to hear today? What does pile 1 need to hear? What's a mantra they need to repeat to themselves? I am here now. On the back it says, the present moment is the only place where renewal is possible. I think that's a very beautiful reading here. So I'm going to go ahead and end that there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please, by all means, subscribe if you want to. This is my only account here. I don't have anything else anywhere else on social media. This is my only account. But yes, my name is Point of View Tarot, and I'm so happy that I was able to read your aura. Have a great day. Hi there, pile 2. If you chose the flower, that's also a box cutter, this reading is for you. I've already shuffled your oracle cards. I haven't looked at them or anything. So we're going to see how do people view you, and then they're going to see their first impressions versus how they feel now, what this person wants to say, and advice from spirit. So if the person that I'm describing does not sound like you or resonate with you, that doesn't mean that this pile isn't you. It just means that this is how people view you, which might not be correlating with how you view yourself, okay? And so we're going to go ahead and look at your oracle cards. So the first one we have is your chakra cards. We have your sacral chakra, which is creativity and self-love. And then we have honey, which is sweetness and joy. Oh, you're a very sweet person. Okay. And then nostalgia, focus on the here and now. Beautiful. Okay. So you are a queen bee, right? I feel like you're the queen bee. Like, everybody likes you because of how sweet you are and how joyful you are. I feel like even though you might not seem like okay a lot of the times, or you feel like you're just a sweet little flower. Oh my god, that's so cute, honey and flower. Okay, sorry. The flower, but underneath it's a blade. Like, it's a blade. So you get like bad bitch energy, but you only get the bad bitch part if you get tried. Like, fuck around and find out kind of way. I feel like you're a very sweet person, though. Overall, I feel like you're a very creative person. I feel like people view you as someone creative. I feel like sometimes they see you kind of spacing out sometimes. I feel like you might be the type of person they think you're the type of person to kind of be ditzy and kind of like bimbo-ish. But that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. I feel like you utilize your incompetence sometimes in a way that works in your favor 90% of the time. That 10% though is when the knife comes out. So I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle your tarot cards today. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. How do people view pile 2? I'm gonna shuffle that one more time. How do people view pile 2? Perfect, beautiful. How do people view pile 2? How do people view pile 2? So you have the Page of Diamonds in reverse. How do people view pile 2? We have the Four of Crystals in reverse. One more card, Spirit. How do people view pile 2? We have the Eight of Cups. Okay. Yeah, you're a very gorgeous soul. You're someone who's very sweet. I feel like you're not driven like other people are driven on how things are done. And that's how things are set and done. Sometimes, okay, yeah, this definitely plays into the ditzy bimbo energy that I've kind of picked up already. But I feel like sometimes people might view you as someone who doesn't have that much motivation. Sometimes I feel like you kind of, you have like an uninterest of doing things if you don't have to do it. So like if you don't have to work while you're working, or like you want to make money the easy way, or I feel like people kind of see you as someone who has a lot of financial problems. Sometimes I'm seeing like a lot of lack of motivation is when people kind of view you, okay? And that's not a very bad thing. I feel like people view you as very in touch with yourself, but you're sometimes unhappy or disappointed with how certain things come out to be. I feel like optimism is not your best forte, and you're trying, is what I'm hearing, is you're trying to be more optimal, you're trying to be more self-loving towards yourself, but there's a bunch of stuff that people kind of view you as like a pessimist, or like a pessimistic Phil, or a negative Nancy sometimes. I feel like they see you as putting blame onto certain situations in your life. I feel like there might be some moments in your life where you're like, I don't understand what's happening to me. Why is it always me? I feel like you don't really see yourself as the issue. I feel like you see other people as the issue. Like you might victimize people. And that you always give people a second chance. You are the type of person to, have you ever heard of the term recipes for disaster? There's a song by Henry Revenge that's called Recipe for Disaster, and I feel like this is kind of the energy that people are kind of viewing you as. I feel like they think that you're the type of person that if you don't let go or move on to certain things, it might make you selfish, and that's how they might view you. They might view you as someone who's very selfish, and even though you might be a natural empath, I feel like they don't see you as that. I feel like they only see the negative side of that, and they don't really see the other side of your yin and yang. Like they only see the blackness overtaking sometimes, and sometimes that's not anybody's fault, and it's just bad timing. You know, I feel like some people might view you as empowering because you keep striving to how you keep going, and you just keep going and you keep going, even though you kind of complain about all the time about it. I also feel like they kind of see your sweetness as like, oh, well, she's only being sweet because she has to, because she works and she has to be nice. And I feel like some people might see, because the thing that I'm seeing is there's two different types of energies that I'm picking up here. There's two different types of people, and I feel like Gemini might be significant. Like there might be a significant Gemini in your reach, or you are a Gemini, you have a very high Gemini placement in your chart. But I feel like with yin and yang and Gemini and, you know, two sides of a coin, I feel like they might not know with what energy they're gonna get with you, because over here in the tarot cards, I'm seeing like, oh yeah, like you're a very pessimistic person, blah, 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 blah. But I feel like they're only thinking that because of how other people view you, and they haven't really seen how sweet and honest and joyful you can be. Okay, I feel like they only see, because this is very significant here, 33 wants to be significant. Oh, double mirroring, nostalgia. Like I feel like they only see like the past part of yourself, and they don't want to get into touch with who you are right now. Okay, I feel like I'm going to pull out one more card, because I feel like there's someone who's really dogging on your energy right now, and it's not fair to you to have that kind of, yeah, the Ace of Diamonds. Okay, yeah, so I feel like a lot of this has to do with your work. A lot of people at work are definitely talking about how, oh, they're only being nice, they're only being nice to me because they have to be. They are not really nice or whatever. But I feel like they don't really know that. I feel like they're the ones who are putting their pessimistic side onto you. I feel like you're definitely the type of person to definitely give back the energy that you have, that you are being received, okay? And sometimes a lot of people are not really nice to you because of how ditzy they see you, or how bimbo they see you, or how like himbo they see you, you know? I feel like you're a very, very smart person. You're a very, very like sweet person, but they take that for granted. And I think that some people might not understand why you are the way that you are because they don't know you. They don't know, and they're only clinging on to the past version of you, okay? Whew, oh my gosh. I feel like you kind of get people overwhelmed sometimes, and I think that that's not always a bad thing because you are a very sweet person. I just keep coming back to the honey card because the honey card is very significant in this oracle deck, okay? The honey card talks about the honey. You may be getting caught up in the negativity and the things that are going wrong, but the honey card is here to remind you to find the gold. Okay, that's a very significant part because I was trying to remember exactly how they put it in the note cards. But I feel like they only see the negative side of you because it's wrong timing. It's bad timing. And I feel like you're trying to be that better person. You're trying to self-love, and you're trying to love yourself more. And I feel like a lot of the times it's really hard to look at the positive bright side, when people are always telling you bad things about yourself, okay? What are people's first impressions of pile 2? What are people's first impressions of pile 2, Spirit? What are people's first impressions of pile 2? So we have the 4 of Cups. One more card for how people first impressions of them. And then we have the 6 of Diamonds. Okay. And then what is the difference between then and now? How do they view them now? What are their impressions of them now? We have the Fool. Okay. And then one more card, Spirit, for that. Nope, don't want to come out. Okay. Switch back. One more card, Spirit. And they have the Nine of Swords. And then I'm going to pull out the bottom of the deck energy, the 6 of Crystals. I feel like when people first meet you, they don't see you as a people person. I feel like they see you as someone who always wants to be by themselves, someone who okay, so when people first meet you, they see you as someone who always wants to tend to themselves. They think that you're a loner. They think like, oh, they thrive better by themselves. Like, I'm not going to approach them because they just seem mean. Kind of like a RBF. I feel like with the 6 of Diamonds in reversed, that they also feel like you can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. I don't know who said that. I don't know why that's important. But I feel like this person, like, not this person, some people might see like you are not the type of person to go after what you want at first. I feel like you might not understand. They might not understand why you are so successful in the way that you are. And they don't see you any different or more deserving of the things that you've done. That's heavy. That's heavy. That's whack. I'm sorry that people feel that way about you. I feel like that's not the proper way to know somebody off of a first impression. I feel like some people might, when they first meet you, they just kind of feel like you're self-centered and you don't understand what's going on, or you don't really care what's going on, or that you're just a pessimistic person. And I feel like the energy that I'm drawing is just somebody who doesn't even know you. Okay, because it really lines up with the first impressions. I feel like the people who know you know that you're just a person who loves new beginnings. You're somebody who might overthink, and you might be somebody who is kind of like a free-spirited person, but they don't know that because they don't know the real you and they're just meeting you. Okay, I also feel like with the Nine of Swords that after they meet you for some time is that you're just in your head all the time. You're just always thinking, you're always like kind of overthinking about certain things, and you're not really this person that they think that you are. Okay, I feel like that's not who you are. And I feel like people who know you know that you're a very sweet person, you're very free-spirited, you're very prone to having new beginnings or starting new projects, new things, because you care about it, and you always think of, oh, what should I do here, what should I do there, what are people going to think, what are people going to think, because you're a very creative person and you always take initiative, right? And I feel like that kind of makes people inferior because they're not doing as much as you are doing, even though you're new or they're new, or you know, they want to be at the level that you are. I feel like with the Six of Crystals, you're a very successful person and they don't understand why, and they're just a hater. Like people don't understand why you're so successful if you're this ditzy person. I feel like you underestimate people all the time because people are viewing you as this like pessimistic Phil or this negative Nancy, that they don't really see what you're doing underneath the surface to kind of claim the title of the person that you're supposed to be. I feel like people view you as Kronk, but the people who in the movie Kronk's New Groove, he's actually a very smart person. He might do dumb decisions, but at the end of the day, they all go towards the same thing. And the way that he just is good with kids, the way that he just has all these ideas that are good, they might seem dumb to some people, like to Yzma, but you have to find your squirrel, because there are people who understand you for who you are and how you think and how you are and how you kind of represent others around you, that people who don't know you, they're jealous that they can't get to that level of knowing you or knowing how you do things or knowing how you view people, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards of what people want to tell you. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. What do people want to tell pile 2? What do people want to tell pile 2? How do you want to fall? Okay. So you have the Hierophant in reversed. I don't know if you know this from the beginning of the video of your section, but your Oracle cards were in reverse already. And I already had them face up, but I guess they switched whenever I was switching decks. The Five of Swords. And then you had a lot of reversal cards. They want to tell you a lot. The people want to tell you a lot of things. Like, they want to tell you how to do your job. I feel like people want to... Give me 1 second. I'm going to find the World card in another deck. So, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to switch out the card from the World, from the Rider-Waite Tarot deck to this one here because it shows nudity, and I can't show you that on YouTube. So, I'm going to go ahead and choose the rest of your cards. What do people want to say to pile 2? What do people want to say to pile 2? What do people want to say to pile 2? Where are my eyebrows? I'm telling you, this is the 3rd time that I've dropped your cards. I'm not going to give you all of that because that'd be a lot to say. But I feel like unsolicited advice is very important or very significant in your... Okay, this card keeps popping out, so we're going to take that card out. And then one more card, Spirit. I only need one more card. I only need one more card. Okay. 2 of Pentacles. Perfect. I'm gonna fix this. I'll be right back. So with the Hierophant in reversed, I feel like this person might have internal conflict with themselves, and they want to tell you like that they're trying to overcome obstacles and how they feel about this. I feel like this person wants to complete and be in the level of success that you are. However, it's been stressful and exhausting to be in that kind of, in your energy all the time. I feel like this person wants to tell you like they want to start fresh with you. I feel like they want to be as confident as you are. I feel like they're very jealous of you. I feel like they are just the type of person to not understand how you feel. I feel like they were very close-minded, okay? They weren't the type of person that they want to let you know that you are not the person that they thought that you were. They want to build a stronger foundation with you. I feel like they view you as this world card now, and they want to apologize for how narrow-minded they were with how feeling with you. They were very like closed-minded. They want to apologize for how they felt and how they acted towards you, because at the end of the day, you're a very sweet person and you deserve to be treated with respect. And they undermined how smart you are, and that they feel sorry for other people feeling that way because of how you might come across when you first meet. Okay, I'm going to get some advice from Spirit, just another oracle card for you here. Okay, and then I'm going to end with a mantra to kind of get you in a lighter tone. It sucks that people view you this way, but sometimes it's inevitable when you're just always in your head, and it might not seem that way. Yes, so we have expectations, number 12, which if you run it down, it's bound to 3. So expectations, don't seek anybody else's approval or anyone else's approval. And I feel like Spirit wants you to know, like, just because people have this expectation of you does not mean that you have to live up to it. I feel like just because they view you as a negative Nancy or a pessimistic Phil or a Kronk even, that's how you have to act out loud. I feel like you have to work on your sacral chakra to kind of feel grounded in yourself, and to kind of journal how you feel, because I feel like journaling might be something very significant in your life, because that's how you know how you feel and how you express how you feel versus speaking on how you feel, okay? I also feel like they want to tell you that it's okay to think before you act or think before you judge somebody else. And this is very apparent, okay? This is very apparent. I feel like you've earned your place in where you're at, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's friends or whatever. I feel like you've earned the spot that you're in, and you definitely have to stand up for yourself when it comes to people thinking this way about you, because there's always going to be that one person who has that one negative thought about you, but everybody else might think that you're sweet, or everybody else might think that you're an awesome person, but they don't see who you really are, okay? I feel like you have to stand up for yourself when people are telling you how they feel about you, okay? I feel like people always are, they think that just because you are the way that you are, that they can say whatever they want about you, but you have to be okay with standing up for yourself and not to be afraid about that, okay? I also feel like you take care of your own narrative. You take care of what goes on in your story. You put yourself in the narrative. I put myself back in the narrative. So I'm going to pull out a mantra card. This is something that I used for myself. This is something that I used for myself when I first started reading tarot, because I would always get other people's energy as when I'm reading, and always having some sort of mantra or having something to kind of ground myself is very important. So we have, for the mantra, we have, I am awake, I am aware, I flow like water. That is your mantra for the day. And on the back it says, awareness like water is meant to flow easily without interpretation. Okay? And that is very beautiful. I want to say thank you so much for watching this far if you have. My name is Point of View Tarot, and I'm so happy that I was able to read you today and read how people kind of view you and kind of get the hot gossip about you. If you have come this far and you like how I read, this is my only account everywhere on the planet Earth. If you want to subscribe, like, whatever you want to do, comment, feel free to do whatever. I'm so happy that you were here with me, and keep on being a beautiful soul. Bye guys. Hi there, pile 3. If you chose the Tamagotchi little trinket, then this reading is for you. I do want to say that if this description that I'm about to say does not resonate with you, remember that this is how other people view you. And then take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna ask, how do people view you? Your first impressions versus now, what people want to tell you, and advice from spirit. So we're gonna go ahead and look at your chakra card. So we have the solar plexus, ambition and self-confidence. Then we have book magic, which is learn and grow. And then morning, the world awaits you. Okay. So you just have, off the bat, you have a very knowledgeable energy around you. I feel like you're the type of person to kind of be book smart and be smart driven, if that makes any sense. I feel like with book magic, people want to embrace the wisdom that you give them. I feel like people view you as someone who is very knowledgeable and someone who knows what they're talking about. And they're very like honest when it comes to you. I feel like they kind of choose you because they resonate with how you are and how you feel. I also think that they view you as someone who's ready to always learn and someone who is very ambitious, and just that you have your whole world, you have your whole life ready for you. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle your cards. Perfect. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. How do people view pile 3? How do people view pile 3? If you were drawn to pile 2 for any reason, I just want to say that you might want to go check out pile 2 if you were drawn to it for any reason. If that one was like, okay, but I'm curious as to what that has to say, or that kind of vibe of the energy of the cards resonates with me, then maybe go check out pile 2, because maybe there are some messages in there. Or pile 1 if you chose pile 1. So we have the 10 of Cups, the Moon in reversed, and the 7 of Cups in reversed. I feel like people view you as someone who's too good to be true, because you're book smart, you're street smart, you're creative smart, like you have everything that you have to offer. And I feel like there's people who view you in a very like crush-like way. I feel like people may have crushes on you a lot. I feel like you give off like that neighbor next door. I feel like this person kind of has their thoughts about you made up in their mind about how you are. I feel like They think that you are very intuitive when it comes to certain things. I feel like you're not the type of person to always be deceived very easily. I also feel as they think that um you are very valuable to their growth. I feel like they feel very happy to be in your life when it comes to you being in it. I feel like they want to expand with you. I feel like people see you as someone who's very creative and someone who's very like intuitive and ambitious, and I've said that a lot already. I think that some people might feel confused when it comes to you, because sometimes like you're this way, you're that way, you're this way, you're that way, and you're kind of like you're very unpredictable. Okay, you're the type of person to kind of let people make their decisions, but in the end you're the one kind of pulling the strings. Like, people might not know that you're one of the main people on a project. So what I'm seeing here is like an actor being like the face of a project, but behind the scenes there's so many people working on it, and I feel like you've had a really big part of this like connection, or like the how people view you. I feel like there may be some kind of confusion about you, because one day you're, doing one project, and another time you're doing this project, but you're very, very ambitious, and you're very intuitive when it comes to what to work on, even though it might confuse others. I'm now going to pull out how people first viewed you versus how they view you now. Like, their impression with you. I feel like people are very impressed with your energy. Let's see. What was pile 3's first impression on people? What was pile 3's impression like? So we have the Hanged Man. And one more card, Spirit. One more card. Perfect. And then we have the 8 of Swords. Okay. And then what is their impression now? That's a lot. That's a lot of cards. How are pile 3 impressing everybody? What is their impression towards people? The Ace of Cups. How cute. Okay. And then one more card, Spirit, as what people are, their impression towards pile 3. I almost said pile 2. That's why I kind of thought that you might have resonated. And then the 6 of Cups in reversed. Okay, so when people first view you, or their first impression of you, definitely is like, they definitely view you as someone who's open-minded, and they definitely see like you might feel disconnected from certain things, or they think that you don't kind of go along with their traditional values, is what I'm seeing. I think that they think that you are too comfortable where you're at, and you're not like really open towards certain things. I feel like people view you with a lot of patience. With the 8 of Swords here, I think that people didn't really approach you or really talk to you or really get to know you with the very first impression, because they felt like you weren't able to be open-minded or open to talk to them. And I feel like you might just have that kind of look of like, oh, like this person's really cool, but I don't know how to approach them because they're so cool. I feel like they were afraid to kind of come towards you, because they feel like your first impression was kind of like, oh, you're so cool, you're so open-minded, you're so different, you're so I don't say weird, but in their eyes weird. Okay, I don't know if you're weird or not, but to me, when someone says something is weird, is something that's abnormal to them, or abnormal to what they normally look at or normally view. Okay, I also think that this person or somebody here that is kind of channeling their energy was kind of surprised by how you were with the Ace of Cups, because I feel like now people view you as someone who has a brand new perspective on life. I feel like now they view you as someone totally different. I feel like this person who's I'm channeling someone specific, and that tends to happen sometimes, especially when there's certain people who think about you or certain people who always talk about you or stuff like that. But I feel like people kind of view you to be emotionally mature, and I am hearing like you had to be because of how you grew up. That might not resonate with a lot, but that resonated with a few. Okay, I also feel like people now see you as someone who tends to hold on to the past and to kind of like always bring certain things back, but not out of like spite or not out of like disheartenment, but more of like, do you remember when we did this? Do you remember when we did that? I think like you hold onto your memories like a souvenir. I think that's actually what she said in the book. Hold on, let me find it. Hoarding memories such as souvenirs or clothing might indicate that something more profound is happening internally. So I feel like some people now think that you're someone who's very nostalgic and you're someone who understands mature wise, like you're just overflowing their cup with emotions, and you really know how to make someone feel. I also did forget to take out the bottom of the deck, which I want to do that now, which is the Three of Diamonds. I think that overall they think that you're just you're an athletic person. It might not be athletic as in like going outside and like doing sports and everything, but like athletic with your thoughts. Like you know how to think and you know how to like do certain things in a certain way to kind of get your way on certain things. And this might be a business relationship, or like this might be how people at work view you, and how their first impressions of, because so that might be very significant. Oh my gosh, I just realized like with nostalgia comes a tamagotchi right over here, which is like an older I'm gonna pull down these cards before I fling them everywhere. But the tamagotchi is an older 90s to early 2000s trinket or toy, and we're talking about nostalgia and we're talking about holding on to memories. So I think that people see you in their past self. It might not be like a past life, but it might be like a past self of how they used to act. So if you dress a certain way or if you talk a certain way that reminds them of their younger self, then I feel like that's where this is all coming in with the Three of Diamonds in reversed. I feel like there was a certain project that you worked on that you were just emotionally mature for, and people saw that and people viewed how you were just that type of person to be ambitious, to kind of grow, and they finally saw your worth when it came to how you are viewed in other places. I feel like sometimes people might think like, oh, there's like black and white, but you see the gray in things. I also think like now people view you more as in someone who's more to themselves, and sometimes that might confuse them on what's actually happening. So I feel like with this half of the moon and this is the other half of the moon, like this is how people viewed you before and this is how people view you now. And I feel like they were deceived from how you look because they judged your cover before they even read your book. I'm also going to pull out some cards with what they want to tell you, and I'm going to do it in a different deck. It's the Rider-Waite Tarot deck with just like cooler colors on there. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. What do people want to tell pile 3? What do they want to tell pile 3? What do people want to tell pile 3? This might be a work relationship. It might not be like a romantic relationship, but it might be a boss to employee relationship. It might be, I feel like, yeah, so this Two of Cups I'm going to take out. Everything else I'm going to keep, okay? I feel like people really didn't see you for how you were, and that you just have a lot to say, but they don't know, or they have a lot to say, but they don't know how to express it. I feel like with this Two of Cups, you had them celebrate something. I feel like people doubted you from the very beginning, and they didn't really see your worth. So we have the Nine, or the Eight of Pentacles, my apologies, the Eight of Pentacles here. Okay. And they want to tell you that you're a very hard worker. You're someone who works hard. You're someone who learns fast. You're someone who understands the Page of Wands. Exactly. Okay, so I am going to pull out 2 more cards for you, and then I'm going to give you the full message. So we have the Three of Swords. Perfect. One more card, Spirit. What do they want to tell pile 3? What do they want to tell the pile 3? And the Two of Wands. Okay, so people want to tell you that you are someone who's a very hardworking person. You're someone who's very hardworking, and you do not give up easily. I think that you are the type of person to always work on your projects, or work on yourself, or work on whatever you typically work on the most, and you work with it with your full heart. You go through, you drive through, you wake up every day and think today is a new day, okay? Even though the world might bring you down, okay? I'm also picking up that people want to tell you that to not grow impatient to how other people view you, okay? I feel like you may be working too fast for certain things. I feel like they feel like they have been a roadblock in your growth journey. I feel like they might think that they might have held you back with what they had to say, or with their opinion, and if they didn't say their opinion fast enough, or if they didn't say their opinion, the solution would have been fixed faster. I feel like they just can't let that go. Like, they put you to work, and they didn't expect you to come up so easily. They didn't expect you to rise against their sabotage, okay? I think that another thing that I'm picking up on is I feel like people want to tell you that when you do go through this hardship here, you don't let it go. You're not the type of person to let go, and it's okay to let go sometimes, because it's okay to have setbacks. It's okay to have moments where you don't feel like you're in a celebratory phase, okay? And people want to tell you that it's okay to mess up. It's okay, because this is how you learn how to do things, okay? I did forget to get the pack of the deck of the cards. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so we have the Hangman in reversed, and we have the Hangman here. So I feel like their perspective of you definitely changed as to what they thought before. Okay, I think that the Hanged Man in reverse, they were very impatient with how they viewed you. They were very impatient, okay? They were very shallow when it came to this first impression up top here. And with that, they might have thought that you were an open-minded person, but you're very like stickler, and you know what you want, you know how you want to get it done. And maybe they want to tell you like, hey, so it's okay to step back, it's okay to sacrifice certain things to get this job done. Maybe they want you to stay late, or maybe they want you to put more work in, even though you're working your hardest. I feel like you're a very hardworking person. I just feel like you work a lot. You maybe work too hard. Don't let your boss hear that. But I think that people want to tell you, like, it's okay to mess up, but do not dwell on the past. Don't try to dwell on things that have already been done if there's nothing you could have done to fix it, or what's done has been done. I feel like this crossroad that you're going to be facing is inevitable, and to just let it happen, okay? And I feel like people are just going to say what they want to tell, okay? And I feel like you might be in a space where opinions really matter, whether it be online, social, or at work. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to get your work parts. Or it might be someone that, or you might be working on something that is very important for a company, or you're working in your house for something and you just can't get it right. It's okay to have setbacks. It's okay to have that heartbreak. I hope that's supposed to happen. Don't try to force the inevitable to not happen, okay? I'm going to get some advice from Spirit. Oh, Spirit guide, angels, and ancestors, what do you want to say to pile 3, pile 3, pile 3? Okay, yes, surround yourself with love. I think that's something else that 20 might be significant, 2 might be significant, 4 divisions of 2 might be significant. I think that if you surround yourself with love and you surround yourself with people who agree with, just are positive energies towards you, then your life is going to be so much easier than to be around a pessimistic Phil or a negative Nancy. I feel like if you surround yourself with people that you love and surround with people who see your vision, they will make your day go by faster. They're going to make your day go by even better, because you know that waiting for you back at home is people who you love, okay? And people who support you and people who love you, okay? I feel like there might be a situation that you're looking at that you've been praying for or manifesting for, and you just don't know if something is there or something is supposed to happen. If in your gut you think that something is not right, do not go towards it, okay? I feel like if you surround yourself with love and you surround yourself with people who love you and are in a good space with you, then you'll know when situations are bad and good, okay? I feel like if you have a moment to rest, to do so, okay? I think that Spirit wants you to know that the world is just awaits you. The world is here for you. The universe is here for you. Call upon your spirits. Talk to your spirit team. Talk to people. Talk to your closure. If it's with a different type of religion, if it's a different type of spirituality, call upon those who you know is gonna love you, okay? I think that I'm going to end this video with a mantra card. And basically what it is a mantra that you need to repeat to yourself a couple times a day. And then on the back is a bigger, like, explanation of the front of the card. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors, what mantra does pile 3 need to hear? And we got, I am infinite potential. That is beautiful because it just goes on with how you are anyway. Your soul is a reservoir for infinite energy, creativity, and intelligence. It can't possibly run dry, okay? I am infinite potential. Alrighty, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end your reading. Thank you so much for listening this far if you have. My name is Poitero, and this is my only account. If you want, you can subscribe. If not, that's fine. I will hopefully see you in the next reading. Have a great day!